Hello everyone, welcome to Karma Education. This is the channel for UGC NET Education Paper 2 and it has a target to cover the whole syllabus of UGC NET Education subject particularly. I have completed Subunit A and Subunit B of Unit 2. Now I am starting to present my view on Subunit C of Unit 2. Concept of economics of education, economic returns to higher education, concept of educational finance. These three broad areas are included in subunit C. We will discuss each and every topic in detail. Just you people stay tuned. In this video, I am Konkanapal going to talk about educational finance at micro and macro levels. Educational finance. First of all, what is the concept of finance? Finance is the science of money management. It is the study of how individuals, institutions, government, and businesses acquire, spend, and manage money. For example, saving personal money in a high interest savings account. Or you can say developing a forecast for government spending and revenue collection. So, it is the study of field which refers the best way of investment, isn't it? Best way of investment, how much money people can save and how much they invest in their savings. So simply it talks about management of money. Now what is educational finance? What is educational finance? It refers to the use of money in educational institutions. That's it. It talks about use of money in educational institutions. It refers governmental and organizational processes by which revenues or you can say incomes are generated through taxation, tuition fees, philanthropy or generosity to financing private and public educational institutions. Education funding comes from many sources like public, it includes central and state government, or you can say private or international. It is not only related with finance or budget, but it involves to provide education at much lower cost to help young generation as a result to ensure maximum return and less wastage of human and physical resources of the country. Characteristics of finance function in educational institutions. First of all, finance function is focused at systematic acquisition and development of funds. The purpose of finance function is stabilization of financial position. Sources of finance in educational institution are restricted by nature. It is because of regulatory framework for governance the educational institute. The principal source of revenue for educational institute are related with fees, donations, grant in aid, etc. The fees are defined by the regulatory institutions. Finance management of educational institute. There is a significant gap between sources of finance and their application in educational institute. Finance management helps to meet the demands in a systematic and rational way. Following are the silent features of financial management in educational institute. Anticipating financial needs. Finance management helps to estimate financial requirements. Acquiring financial resources. To produce funds through select sources of receipts. Administrating the allocation of funds. It helps to maintain control of process fund utilization. It also helps to analyze or to measure the extent of achievements of goals, analyzing the performance of funds. And lastly, accounting and reporting to management to justify the fund utilization and supplies the report of the same. We should have clear idea about the planning commission and the finance commission. That's why I have added it over here, The Planning Commission was established in 1950s when 5-year planning was launched. Whereas the finance commissions are periodically constituted by the President of India under Article 280 of the Indian Constitution. The first commission was established in 1951 under the Finance Commission Act. All plans are discussed and finalized by Planning Commission, whereas the Finance Commission provides suggestions on the distribution of resources based on the provisions of the Constitution. Expenditure by state and central government is determined by the Planning Commission, whereas the Finance Commission takes care about the transfer of resources among state and central government. The programs and their goals are determined by Planning Commission in each 5-year plans, whereas the Finance Commission is basically related with fund allocation. The Planning Commission is an organ of the Union government, whereas the Finance Commission is a constitutional body. Development process through allocation of plan expenditure is related with Planning Commission. Maintenance process through allocation of non-planned expenditure is related with the Finance Commission. In very simple language, I am trying to explain principles of educational finance. How improvement of education should be made with the available financial and human resources. Educational finance concerns about all fund allocation in education. Education should be provided to all at a much lower cost. Educational finance concerns about the equal distribution of education to all. Special grants like libraries, reading room, laboratories, physical activities, any special schemes like midday meal, etc. for the various educational expenditure. Educational finance also look after the financial opportunities like stipends, scholarships, free studentship, etc. Sources of educational finance. Sources of educational finance in India is divided into two parts, external and internal. Aids, loans, others are included in external parts, whereas internal is divided into two parts like private and public. Fees, maintenance, endowments comes under private, and government and quasi-government both are the divisions of educational. Are the division of government sector, and district, municipal, panchayat. These are the divisions of quasi-government, governmental sources of educational finance. Some funding agencies of India like AICTE, All India Council of Technical Education, CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, Ayush, DAE, DBT, DOC, etc. These are the some important funding of India. Now we will finally discuss about educational finance at micro and macro level. What are the concepts of microfinance and macrofinance? First of all, meaning of both the term. Microfinance service provides financial assistance to an individual, whereas macrofinance service provides financial assistance to a larger group to grow economy at regional level or national level. The concept of microfinance is a narrow concept which focuses on the individual need, whereas macrofinance, it is a broad concept which focuses on the need of a group of larger population. Now, by whom? By whom both the financial concepts are implemented. Microfinance is provided by NGOs, self-help group, microfinance organization, whereas macrofinance is provided by government, corporations, banks, etc. Amount of money. In terms of amount of money, small amount of money can be involved in microfinance. Macrofinance deals with large amount of money. In terms of time period, no time factor involved in microfinance, whereas macrofinance is time bounded. Specific time period is needed like 2 to 3 years. In terms of effect, microfinance has direct effect on an individual which can be noticed. Macrofinance has direct effect on whole economy which can be observed. Okay. In terms of risk level, microfinance has higher risk than macrofinance. Example: in education, microfinance starts from grassroots level. For example, any initiative taken by headmaster or class teacher for the betterment of education within school or locality. Whereas schemes like midday meal, SSA, etc. are example of macrofinance in education which have taken by government for large scale benefit. Be connected with my channel to get more information about each topic of UGC NET education syllabus. I am also taking online class for UGC NTA NET education subject. Interested viewers can mail me, also can join in WhatsApp and Telegram group. I have added all the links in the description box. Thank you.